Since January 1st, 2021, I have gained over 4,000 new followers on Instagram. Now, maybe that doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but to me, I feel like that is a big deal. Let me give you a little bit of context. In November and December of 2020, I gained about 500 followers across those 2 months. And then in January and February, I have gained 4,478 new friends on Instagram. In this video, I'm gonna talk you through what I changed in terms of my Instagram strategy in order to see those results, including my secret to gaining 4,000 followers in 2 months, as promised in the title. I really feel like this strategy is gonna be super helpful for any of you out there that are trying to grow a personal brand especially. And I know I have seen very, very good results from it, so I can't wait to share. Before we get into it though, I do have to say a shout out to the sponsor of this week's video, Later, everybody's favorite Instagram scheduling platform, or my favorite Instagram scheduling platform. I use it for myself and for my clients, and we will talk about Later a little bit later, so stay tuned. Hello, 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 and welcome back, or welcome here if you're new. My name is Katie, and here on this channel, I like to share Instagram growth tips on Tuesdays, and as of recently, I've been sharing fun lifestyle videos every Friday. So make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It would make my little YouTuber heart happy, and I would really appreciate if you hung around and became a pal. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is my second attempt at filming this video because I just recently got a new vlogging camera, which overall I'm very excited about, but I thought, you know what, why not try filming one of my sit-down videos on the new camera? One second, I'll get it, I'll show you. Here it is, my little Sony ZV-1 or ZV-1, and it's super cute. I'm loving it so far. I filmed a vlog on it last week, which go ahead and check that out. If you haven't watched any of my lifestyle content, give it a shot. I promise it's fun. I filmed that all in the ZV-1 and it was great. But when I was trying to film this video, if I was filming for more than 5 minutes, this little guy just overheated and shut down. So we're back on the big camera this week. In other news, I've got my red jumpsuit on, which I feel like is just the epitome of my personality. So we're ready to go. We're in the zone. Let's talk about Instagram growth. So let's cut to the chase. In the title of this video, I promised that I'd be sharing my secret to gaining 4,000 new followers in 2 months on Instagram. So I'm not gonna waste your time. I am just gonna tell you what that secret is right now. It's posting reels. It's posting reels. And if you've watched any of my videos, basically in 2021 so far, you're probably like, okay, Katie, we've heard this before. Posting reels helps you grow. But listen and lean in for this part because it's important. This is the most important part. It's not just about posting reels. It's about posting reels that are engaging, fun, and binge-worthy, and makes your potential follower excited enough and intrigued enough to actually tap on your username, go to your profile, and then maybe hit the follow button. And then doing all of that for your reels and creating those reels consistently. And by consistently, I mean at least every weekday, so 5 times a week. That's the secret. But maybe you're feeling a little bit disappointed because a lot of videos that are titled like this or that talk about Instagram growth in general want to share really quick hacks and tips that allow you to gain 1 million followers in 48 hours or whatever. But the truth is, and I'm always honest with y'all because I can't stand to not be, that's very unrealistic and that doesn't normally happen, and true organic growth that you can feel proud of happens over time. And yes, there are ways to accelerate it, like what I'm going to talk about in this video, but it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy, effort, creativity, and just straight up hard work to make this happen. And if anything, that is probably my ultimate secret to Instagram growth. All right, are you still with me? You haven't clicked away from the video yet? Then I know that you truly do have the potential to actually make this happen because you care about it and you're willing to put in the work that it takes to grow a true community. So, since you're still here, we're gonna get into talking about my process, my approach for creating reels that really do have that impact. They're engaging, people find them fun, people find them intriguing enough to come back and visit my profile and end up tapping that follow button. At least 4,000 people seem to follow that path. So we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna show you the ins and outs of that process, And I know, because you stayed here this long, you didn't click away when I gave you the disappointing news. I know that you'll be able to do it. If you just put in the time, energy, and creativity, I know that you can see these results. But before we dive into this secret formula / just my workflow that I've developed, I have to say a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, Later. Later is my absolute favorite Instagram content scheduling tool. It's an online platform that I use to schedule my own Instagram content and the content for all of my Instagram clients that me and my team create content for. It's really beautiful and user-friendly. You can access it on your phone through their app and on your computer through your web browser. They have a weekly planning view, a monthly planning view, which is personally my favorite, and also a preview that allows you to see what your feed is gonna look like. All you have to do is upload your media, drag it onto the day that you want it to be posted, add your caption, and you're good to go. In addition to this awesome scheduling tool, Later also has a bunch of extra features that are really useful, like the hashtag explorer, being able to save captions, and being able to schedule the first comment on your Instagram feed posts. Plus, they have an analytics tab on the left-hand side. If you head over, you'll be able to see all of your Instagram insights displayed in a super user-friendly way that's easy to interpret and understand how you can create more content in the future that is going to help you achieve similar results. I'm constantly looking at my Instagram insights in order to figure out what my future strategy should be, and Later makes that so much easier. The best part is Later is totally free to get started with. You can check out the link in my description to sign up for Later today. If you haven't already started using it, my friend, it is time. It's time to sign up for Later. You are not going to regret it. It is one of the most important parts of my Instagram content creation process. So go check it out. Get 1 month free of Later's growth plan with my exclusive code and link, which you can find in the description box below. All right, let's talk creating reels, how I approach it, and how I create reels that actually get me new followers. I've talked at length before in previous videos, like these ones, about how powerful reels are and why it helps you gain followers and how the algorithm works and all that. So you can watch those videos later if you want an explanation. But today I just wanted to focus on how I come up with the ideas, how I create them, and generally how I strategize my own reels in order to take advantage of that algorithm and actually see growth. It all starts with ideation. The first part in the process is figuring out what your ideas are for reels. And I think that this is a spot where a lot of people get stuck. A lot of people feel like, okay, I know I need to make reels, but how do I even figure out what reels to make? This is how I do it. So admittedly, I spend a lot of time on TikTok. I love to scroll through my For You page, and in those hours and hours that are totally not wasted and definitely spent on market research, we'll say, I come across a lot of new trends, new audios, and new formats that people are using to create their TikToks. And the best thing about the For You page is, especially if you pay attention a little bit to the likes and comments on some of the videos that you're seeing, you'll notice a lot of these are going super viral. And you'll be able to tell, just by a small sample size, how often you're seeing certain trends and audios and how much engagement they're getting. And so in this way, your TikTok For You page can sort of be your market research or your market test to see how well certain trends or audios are performing. And if you start to see a certain trend a lot or certain audio a lot, it means that a lot of people are engaging with it and it seems to be working well. Now, especially in the world of being a personal brand, if you are the kind of person that your ideal audience might be, like for instance, for me, I would say my ideal audience is young women who want to have a creative career and, maybe be an entrepreneur. I am that kind of person, and so presumably my For You page might kind of look like the For You page of maybe some of y'all. And so that means I kind of know that the trends and stuff I'm seeing on my For You page are the kinds of things that might perform well with my ideal audience as well. So as long as there's that sort of sync up between who you are and who your audience is, I think this works really well. And that seems to normally line up when it comes to personal brands. And so you can use these audios or these formats or these trends and make your own version of it. Bring your own angle or your own approach to it. Tell your own story using those formats. And there's a good chance that it's going to perform well on Reels. Plus, the benefit is, as we all know, Reels is sort of like TikTok 2 weeks ago. So you normally have some time to work on replicating the current TikTok trends, scheduling them to your reels and like they're still gonna perform well. I have definitely found that anyway when I use TikTok audios and stuff, because sometimes I schedule my reels a month in advance and they still perform well, even if that audio hasn't been seen on TikTok in like, several days. So that's a really good place to start. I like to scroll through my For You page and then I will like send myself TikToks that I want to replicate. So then my little like DM chat with myself is just a list of all these TikToks that I can use the audios from or whatever in order to create my reels. Another thing that you want to do, in addition to just, following these TikTok trends, is thinking about how you can provide value to your audience and what sort of information or entertainment you could provide for them through your reels. Now, a lot of this comes down to the similar kind of ideation process you would use for coming up with ideas for like feed posts, or even like in terms of other, platforms that are kind of analogous to this, like blog posts or YouTube videos. You're gonna do this by thinking about what sort of niche you're in and who you're speaking to and what sort of topics people might be looking for or wanting to hear about. Now this brings me to an interesting conversation that I've kind of been wanting to share in a YouTube video, because I've been thinking more about the idea of niche, and I'm sure if you've spent much time at all in the world of social media marketing or watching my videos, you've heard people talk about how important it is to have a niche. And I definitely think that's still true, but lately I've been thinking more about what niche really means and how I actually feel like there are two distinct ways that you can have a niche that allow you to grow and that will really help you like accelerate your growth on Instagram or really any other online platform. But it's a little bit different than I think the sort of traditional wisdom around niches has been over the past few years. So let me pitch this to you. I feel like when it comes to choosing a niche, you can either have a really, really specific subject area or topic area, or you can have a really, really specific target audience. In my journey to wanting to create more like lifestyle content on YouTube and Instagram, I've been watching a lot of other lifestyle creators and kind of asking myself, how have they succeeded in growing so well when it seems like they don't really have a niche? Like some of them will talk about travel, but then also like house tour and then fashion videos and a day in my life and what I eat in a day. And it all seems like such different content. It's like you're not a fitness creator, you're also not a travel creator, but you're also not a fashion creator, but you kind of talk about all this stuff, and yet it seems to work. And what I've realized is in common with all these different folks who are able to grow large followings without having a specific topic area is they have a super specific target audience. They are speaking to a very specific kind of person that happens to like line up with me, which is why I love them so much. And that's how they're able to talk about so many different things. So I think, to me, this is very exciting, very good news for all of you out there that might be really multi-passionate and want to talk about a lot of different things. I think that you can, as long as you are super clear on who your target audience is and who you are speaking to. And just being totally transparent, I think that this is kind of an area where my YouTube channel ended up diverging a little bit from my original intentions, because I kind of always wanted to be just like a content creator, being creative, sharing my life, whatever, like who doesn't? But then I ended up getting really specific in terms of my topic area, but really broad in terms of my ideal audience. So I think that probably many of you, you're all different ages, you're all different backgrounds and careers and stuff like that, which obviously I welcome all. I think that's amazing. But I think that it has made me then more limited to making these kinds of videos. Y'all ain't watching the lifestyle stuff, so go watch it. But anyway, take a page out of my book, learn from my mistakes, and know that if you want to create variety content, it's very important to have a super specific target demographic. So all that being said, that should help you with creating your reels, and that is something that I've definitely implemented. If you look through my reels, not every single one of them is Instagram tips, because I know that my Instagram audience is a certain kind of person. It's a certain, probably young woman who's interested in a creative career path, who is interested in the sort of like maybe tiny living or like digital nomad type lifestyle, likes plants, likes coffee, maybe also likes Harry Styles, these sorts of things. That's what my intuition is telling me about all y'all who follow me on Instagram. And so I create reels that are not just around a specific subject area, but are around different things that I think would be relatable or interesting for the kinds of people who follow me. So I hope that makes sense, because if you look through my reels, you'll probably notice like, Katie, these don't really seem like they're super niche. And yeah, they're not. They're supposed to be targeted towards the type of person that I think is following me, who is interested in my jokes about Outlander, but also my Instagram tips, and also how I make my iced coffee, and also my Big Bud press haul where I show you this super cool jumpsuit, etc. So just try to take that approach. I think that'll help you a lot when it comes to coming up with Reels ideas, so you don't feel so forced into just creating that same educational reel every single time. If you're in like a topical niche, think about who your target audience is and what sort of different sort of lifestyle stuff they might be interested in seeing. The next stage in my process is really around the creation, and I actually made a whole tutorial about how to film reels, how to add text to the screen that like appears and disappears and all that stuff. So if you want a step-by-step walkthrough of actually creating reels, definitely check out this video. But to kind of summarize, normally what I like to do is I create my whole plan. I come up with this list of ideas, thinking through the sorts of things that I just described in the previous step, and then I end up with a list of like 20 or so reels that I want to create for the month, and then I try really hard to batch record them. And I'll just be honest that it is exhausting, y'all. Like I will spend like 3 hours and I'll end up with like 6 reels, and it's like, oh my gosh, why did that take so long? It always seems like you'll be able to do more work in the amount of time that you have, but such is life. So just schedule yourself a few blocks of time is what I would recommend to record all these different reels, knowing that it takes time to, you'll probably want to do a couple outfit changes, a couple hair changes so you don't look the same in every single one of your reels. You might have to stop to like write scripts, and if you do it the way I do it, you'll probably stop to kind of like edit them in between, because the nature of creating reels or TikToks is sort of that you edit them as you go. It's just kind of easier that way, so it takes a lot of time. So I recommend just setting aside like several hours where you're just gonna sit down and work on creating those reels and then scheduling them, and you'll give yourself so much peace of mind if you really schedule them ahead of time rather than trying to make them like every day. Finally, speaking of scheduling, this is where later comes in again. I wanted to share with you my hack for being able to schedule reels, because you'll know if you've tried this before, there's no way like inside of Instagram Studio to schedule your reels like there is for IGTV. And if you're a user of Later, like myself, you'll know that there isn't really like a way inside of Later to do this. So that's where my like hack comes in. So basically what I do, because I like to keep my feed looking fresh, I create cover images for all of my reels, whether that is like a screenshot of the reel that I, throw a preset on in Lightroom, or a Canva graphic or whatever. I'll create a cover image. And what I will do is I'll upload that cover image to Later, and I'll schedule it to the day and time that I want the reel to go live. And next to that cover image, I will add in my caption, any hashtags that I want to add to it, and then I will schedule it to be a notification post. And you'll know that if you use any kind of scheduler like Later, that you're able to either auto-publish images, or you can get a notification to post it yourself. And so at the time that I want my reel to go live, I'll get a notification to my phone, I can tap into it, and then that will open up the image on Instagram. It'll ask me, do you want to post this to your story or to your feed? And what I'll do is I'll actually just tap that X button to like go out of that screen. I'll pop over to my profile page, go to the Reels tab, and then I can go to my drafts where I've saved my completed reel. I can open up the draft, I'll paste in the caption, I'll add in my cover photo, and then I can post it. And it's super, super simple. So if you create your reels and you leave them in drafts, or even if you save them to your camera roll somewhere, then you can just use a Later notification post to remind you to go in and post it. And it really doesn't take any more time than if you were, scheduling a notification post to post to your feed. Super straightforward and easy to do. And speaking of, if you didn't have it in drafts, like let's say you made this video inside TikTok or InShot or any other app that you use to edit your videos, you can upload that video to Later. And what I would do is upload it as a carousel post. So your first image is your cover photo, your second piece of media is your video, and then both of those will automatically save to your camera roll when you go to post it from that notification, and it'll just make it super easy to upload that as a reel and get it posted. And it'll help you stay consistent, because at the end of the day, you can use all of these ideas around, creating for your target audience and using TikTok trends and providing quick wins and all the tips I've given. But if you don't do it like quite often, you're not gonna see the kind of results I'm talking about in this video, because truly this is 2 months of me posting every single weekday to reels, and that's like, 60 reels or whatever, something like that. Not quite. It's like 40 reels probably. That's a lot. You can definitely post a little less often than that, but I think that you'll see like slightly less growth which is normal, which is fine. But just so you know, it takes a lot of work. I think that's something that I'm saying a lot on my channel is so much of the rhetoric that you see online around Instagram growth and social media tips is just like, here's how to do it quick, no effort, overnight. And that's just the opposite of what I know that it truly is, because I've actually experienced it and actually grown my account to over 20,000 followers. And it takes a lot of time and work to get to that point. So if you leave with anything, I hope that it is that, and also feeling encouraged that if it's taking you a long time, it's not because you're doing something wrong, it just genuinely takes a long time. All right, and that is the tea, my friends, on my Instagram Reels strategy. It is labor intensive, takes a lot of creativity, blood, sweat, and tears, but it is worth it. And it's fun to do. I find it really fun. I actually think this whole kind of Reels revolution, shall we say, has kind of re-inspired me to create Instagram content, because I was getting kind of bored of just like posting photos with captions and carousels and stuff like that all the time. And I find Reels really fun, and they're also effective. So if you haven't tried it yet, I would really, really recommend doing so. If you're looking for a sign, this is it. If you want more of my tips and tricks around Reels, then check out these videos. You're not gonna regret it. Also, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the like button if you like this video, because it really means a lot to me. It helps me out a lot. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are having adventures and following your dreams, and I will see you on Friday with a new video. Bye.